Welcome to Recently Logged, where we're finally talking about Russian turkey kibble.
Wow.
Yes.
So it might be the first recorded podcast about Russian turkey kibble.
I think it is. I think we're breaking new ground here.
Breaking new ground. Of course, this episode won't get many views because we are breaking new ground.
Yeah, and the public is never open to new things.
No.
Changes to the system.
All the hardcore podcast listeners are going to turn this off because they're like, Russian turkey kibble, that's not something you can do on podcast.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, you can't talk about that. You can't. And then they're gonna immediately turn it off.
But luckily, we are here to inform the less experienced that they are experiencing new things. But since you just heard a flapping of ears, probably, you should know that we have not just grown really big ears over the course of the past week.
Lizzie is in the studio.
Lizzie is currently in the studio. We should actually make a playlist of times Lizzie's in the studio.
Oh, this is one of them. She wanted to lay with me in my blanket.
Well, in her defense, it is very cold.
And yeah, so now we have Lizzie in the studio.
And more change this week. I'm not drinking coffee this time. I'm actually drinking a tea.
Tea,
if you can even believe it. Trying to get off of hardcore caffeine.
Nobody ever drinks tea.
I think lots of people do.
Wait a minute. There's lots of caffeine in tea.
Yeah, but not this. It's a lot less concentrated than the coffee is, Micah.
Than caffeine.
But it tastes better too. It's actually like sweet and herby.
Wow. Okay. Is it like Aunt Cly's green tea, Robbie? Is it clearly just water?
Clearly just water. The IMDb Goofs page.
Okay, so
it's clearly
today we're talking about Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow.
They say it so smugly in the Goofs.
And on IMDb on the IMDb page for this, to perfectly sum up how the movie is,
the quality of the movie.
In Goofs, it says Aunt Cly's green tea with ginger is clearly just water.
Yikes, bro. But yeah, Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow. Happy Thanksgiving. We didn't say that at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
This is going to come out, this afternoon, so a couple days before Thanksgiving, but we're doing a Thanksgiving movie.
And it's the week of Thanksgiving.
So
yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Watch this movie if you want to ruin Thanksgiving.
Wow. There are people out there who I bet would love this movie.
That's a shame.
Like grandma. Grandma.
Oh no.
She would. I think she would like this. But I mean, honestly, if you like this, good on you. You enjoy a movie that I do not get the chance to enjoy.
Robbie, this movie.
I know, but if there's someone out there who can enjoy this more than I do, good on them. They can enjoy life more than I can.
Well, forget all that. Forget everything he just said. Let's go into the basics. Basic facts.
Basic facts, baby. So what do the people need to know, Micah?
The people need to know that Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow is not Jim Henson, and they shouldn't put his name on it, even though it's original screenplay.
The original story idea was by Jim Henson.
Yeah, but this...
Whether or not the story idea made it here is debatable.
I don't like that it's Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want it to just be Turkey Hollow.
Yeah,
by the company of Jim Henson.
The more I'm hearing about the original story by Jim Henson, the less this feels like Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow,
right. All right. It's a TV movie. It's TV PG. It's 88 minutes.
Yeah, there's some mild profanity in here.
Micah. I've been told this was a suggestion for the podcast, and I'm gonna try to incorporate it. To read the little IMDb
blurb about the movie.
About it. Okay, so the Emerson family heads to the quaint town of Turkey Hollow to visit Aunt Cly. Tim and Annie quickly grow bored without the internet and soon try to track the howling hoodoo, an elusive monster the locals dismiss as a legend. Almost all of that is inaccurate.
I was about to say, that's amazing. Almost every word you said is wrong, Micah. If only it were true.
Oh, that's funny. All right. The cast, we've got
Unfortunately,
Mary
top billed.
Mary Steenburgen?
What?
Question mark?
Yeah, it's Steenburgen.
Steenburgen.
Why'd you say
okay.
Steenburgen?
Jay Harrington, Graham Vircher.
The guy from Stargirl.
Yeah, the Stargirl kid. Genevieve.
Yes.
Bushner.
Wow. Boucher?
I don't
No, there's
know.
no N.
There is an N.
Wait, what?
Right there.
Oh, Bouchner, yeah. Why not?
Reese.
We're gonna read all of the cast
Alexander.
very
No,
slowly.
just the good ones. Reese Alexander is good.
Heck yeah.
And
I fully endorse.
Ludacris.
Ludacris. What is Ludacris doing in this movie?
It was directed by Kirk R. Thatcher, and it was written by Tim Burns and Christopher Baldy.
Well, there you go. What more could you ask for? Yeah. There it is. There's the credits.
Oh, we got 2 nominations for
What?
the Academy of Science
Okay,
Fiction,
just indie
Fantasy,
stuff,
and
just
Horror
indie stuff.
Films and Young Entertainers Award.
Yeah, no.
Yikes.
Did it win?
No.
Okay.
It shouldn't have won
All
anything.
right. Well, in case you haven't gathered, I guess we need to stop the recording so we can go fully into our segment for basic thoughts.
Got to segment the podcast.
Got your segment of the podcast.
Makes it easier for the...
So Micah, what did you think of Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow 2015?
No. I'm boycotting the Jim Henson.
You're
in it.
taking the Jim Henson off.
It's just Turkey Hollow.
Just Turkey Hollow from Lifetime TV.
Yes, from Lifetime TV. That's better.
That should be the title.
All right. I, alas and alack, did not like Turkey Hollow.
No.
It's really it's pretty bad on most sides. There's only a couple good things about it. Those being occasionally ludicrous.
Somehow.
The puppets.
How did Ludacris become a highlight of your movie?
Right. That really just speaks to the quality of the movie. And the sheriff. The sheriff was
Heck yeah.
The sheriff was great. 100%.
Oscar nom.
Yeah,
Oscar nom.
so the puppets were great. The sheriff was great. Ludacris was okay. Everything else was trash.
Yeah, everything else is pretty
The
bad.
screenplay just doesn't make sense.
No, no matter what way you look
Like
at
not
it.
even
doesn't
just
make
in a
sense.
structure perspective, because if you look at it in a structure perspective, it still doesn't make sense. But like the actual story doesn't make sense.
Nobody knows what this is about, Micah. Nobody knows what this movie's about.
Like I said this last night when we were watching it, I was like, is it about monsters? Is it about turkeys?
is it about divorce?
Is it about divorce? Is it about growing together as a family? Is it about Russian turkey
It's
kibble?
about Russian turkey kibble.
No, it's about none of these things. It's a movie about nothing.
A movie about nothing that just...
It's not even about Thanksgiving. Like, it takes
For
place
real.
at Thanksgiving. Like, they eat a Thanksgiving meal at the end.
Do they? Oh, yeah, they do.
But, like, that's not enough to get it to qualify.
Yeah, it's... is that your basic thoughts, Micah?
I guess.
Okay.
This is a weird one, guys.
Honestly, there's only one scene from this that I was like, yeah, I vibe with that. Well, I guess 2 scenes, but still. That and the monsters.
Monsters are sick, bro.
Of course, it's Jim Henson's puppet company.
They do, no matter the quality of the
No matter
movie,
the quality of the
they
movie.
do some darn good puppets.
Because they have done a few other bad movies, to say the least. But they always do a fantastic job with the puppets. So,
like the cute little mice in the 1990s Witches.
hey, there you go.
The Witches still isn't good,
It still isn't good.
but the cute little mice are there.
Wow. Yeah, no, pretty much like Micah said, there's only a couple of even mentionable things in this, really, that aren't just like either mediocre or really bad. um, and it's kind of sad, actually. I was kind of hoping for like some weird like nugget of goodness,
Right, like
in an obscure Henson movie adaptation.
I was hoping for like some off the walls, weird, quirky movie.
Yeah.
That was like more in the spirit of Jim Henson.
Because like Turkey Hollow, what the heck is that?
That sounds like it could be like a sick, quirky story. And then actually
Quirky?
quirky.
Oh, quirky.
The moment though, I found out, like at the moment I saw the cover and saw two kids on the front, I knew it was all over.
Wow. Are you saying kids can't act, Micah?
These kids can't.
Well, no, these kids can't act very well. Yeah, although the main guy, the main
the main man,
the main
the main boy.
No, the guy from Stargirl. Yeah,
he does a good job in Stargirl.
Yeah, he's much better in Stargirl.
But not in this. Can't. He's probably the worst out of anybody in this.
Yeah, I'm just saying. At least his later career has improved.
But yeah. Anyway, I was hoping, like, when I went into this, something like a Dark Crystal kind of thing, where it was all puppets, and they kind of really leaned into, like, you know, making a world of Turkey Hollow.
That would have been so dope.
But instead, it's just like
a really bad Lifetime movie with puppets in it.
Like a bunch of outdoor sets where kids are walking around, and occasionally a puppet's like, Burble.
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 He says it. Oh my gosh. Burble.
Burble is still the best, though.
It's true. But yeah, no, that pretty much sums up the basic thoughts. So if you want to get out now, get out now. That's what I'm saying. Just skip to the what we watched segment.
Skip to the what we watched at the end if you don't want to hear us tear apart Turkey Hollow.
I'm not gonna tear it
limb
apart.
from limb.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Literally dissect every minute of the film. I'm gonna bring a lot of attention to the fact that we just switched segments.
Oh my gosh. People are gonna be listening to this and they're gonna be like, what segment?
Segments.
Okay, Micah, to kick off our main discussion / questions segment.
Yes.
What is your favorite Turkey Hollow monster?
We already said this.
Turkey Hollow OC monster.
We just said this, but if you must know, I have a ranking.
You have a ranking. He has a ranking, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so obviously the best, just hands down, is Burble.
Obviously.
Like,
no question.
Burble. But then I put in the number 2 spot Thring.
Thring is pretty good.
You know,
pretty funny.
You got Thring, you know.
You know, of course.
Then Zorp. Zorp is fine. We're getting into kind of mediocre, mid-tier for sure. And then Squonk, or however Squonk. Yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't do much. Nobody even remembers his name.
They just needed a fourth monster. That's all they needed.
Yeah, but Burble.
Burble, yes. Okay. Just wanted to make sure we were in agreement. That Burble is the best one.
Burble is the best one.
Okay, so for those who have no idea what we're talking about, there are 4 monsters.
Fuzzy monsters.
Fuzzy musical monsters.
Fuzzy musical monsters that I guarantee were turkeys that mutated from eating Russian kibble. It's there in the background of the story. It's all there.
Headcanon, Micah?
Headcanon.
That would be pretty funny, actually. I didn't even think about that.
I swear that's what they came from.
But yeah, no, there are four of the Turkey Hollow monsters.
Squank practically just makes turkey noises.
Yeah. I honestly think they just use turkey sounds for him. But they're the 4 Jim Henson puppets from this, and they're really cute.
They're
really
pretty
fun.
Cute. They do kind of look high though.
they have the classic Jim Henson squinty eyes with wrinkles all around them.
And they always are smiling.
Exactly. So they just look like they're high all the time. But yeah,
Maybe they are.
if you're watching on YouTube, you can see a burble on the bottom right corner of the poster.
Heck yeah.
The legend.
All right.
God.
Don't grunt into the microphone,
Liz,
dog.
Lizzie's like, I'm moving, I must make noise.
Lizzie.
Oh.
Oh, puppy.
So cute. All right, well, do you have a question, Mike?
I do have a question. What do you think of the ever amazing, ever spectacular, ever stupendous Ludacris?
You know, Ludacris actually has a lot more chemistry with just the audience than most of the actors have with each other.
Right? So,
in this movie.
So for some context of Ludacris for the listeners who haven't watched this, because nobody's watched this.
Nobody has seen them. I literally follow over 100 people on Letterboxd who have seen most movies that I
Ravi,
look up.
only 200 people have logged this on
and
Letterboxd.
nobody I follow has seen this other than my family members.
So Ludacris, like the movie plays out like a normal movie, except for Ludacris. Ludacris is
He's the
a
narrator.
quote unquote narrator, and he comes in and he breaks the fourth wall and talks to us and does clever bits,
Clever bit. Insert clever bit.
which can range from actually kind of funny.
Yeah, which can range from. I
meh.
laughed. I had to laugh, Micah.
Like I feel like at a certain point when you watch this kind of movie, you're looking for things.
You're just desperate to find anything that's enjoyable.
even if it's like bad, even if it's not like funny, it'll come up and you're like, that's so stupid.
Bro, the newscaster portion of Ludacris and Burble is still one of the funniest parts of
Dude,
this entire movie.
Ludacris and Burble can announce any sport for me.
Bro, I cannot wait to watch the Disney Plus Alien talk show thing because it's Jim Henson.
Well, it's Jim.
Well, it's the
Henson's
Jim
crew.
Henson Company, yeah. But I mean, so is this.
Yeah,
I'm still looking forward to it a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, Ludacris. I think the main thing I wanted to bring up with him though is like what it does to the plot itself. Because like, what is the point of Ludacris being there?
I was about to say, okay, so usually narrators are used for like fairy tale kind of stories, like something like that, where
Yeah.
they explain
To kind of set the
Yeah.
setting fast without giving too much care into actually like world building too heavily.
Exactly. And I would be like, okay, yeah, sure, Turkey Hollow. It sounds kind of like a fantasy kind of like fairy tale kind of thing.
Yeah, you
of
told
course
me.
you'd want a narrator.
Yeah, you tell me there's a narrator on it. I'm like, heck
Yeah.
yeah, there's a narrator.
And
That's
then
sick.
And then it
And then it's Ludacris.
and then it's Ludacris on a Lifetime original movie with
standing in front of a green screen
with no meaning. There's no reason for this movie to like happen. Like it just happens.
But like overall, like literally, we were talking about this earlier a little bit. There is no meaning in this
there's
movie.
there's no big revelation.
So
for
because
this.
because there's no point of this movie really, Ludacris is just there to make jokes. He's just like he's there to remind you that it's a TV movie.
he's like if Deadpool was your narrator. But he wasn't in the movie, and the movie is bad.
Yeah, like it's so weird. Like we open with Ludacris being like, "Welcome to Turkey Hollow."
Welcome to Turkey Hollow. Is that what he sounds like?
Quaint town.
He's Southern now?
No, this is nothing of how Ludacris sounds.
I see.
This is just how I would open the narration.
I see.
And it's not like voiceover narration. It's literally him standing in front of a green screen.
I know, right? It's a weird way to open this, but a fitting way, I think.
And then
Kind of poetic.
we cut to the car.
The car.
With our main character.
Yikes, bro.
Oh, they're all trash.
I guess I just haven't seen like a really awful movie in a while. But this is just sad.
Yeah, no, like there's like bad movies where you're like, wow, that's bad, and then there's just like bad movies.
Like all these characters are just like paper thin, like
Right?
just paper thin.
All the like this is like actually bad. Like the other ones could like other movies that I call bad could be like I dislike them, or they're like they have some things that I think don't do well in the movie. But this is just like bad through and through. Like, the characters aren't hardly there. Like, the plot makes zero sense. There are, like, there's just nothing in this.
Yeah, there's almost nothing here to, like, even talk about, because it's all just kind of incoherent.
Right? And I was gonna try to, in this, to, like, make it interesting for the listeners, try to break down the whole plot of the movie. But it's so confusing.
It's so just like, this thing happens, but then this thing happens.
Yeah, so like to try and break it down,
and not in a natural flow kind of way.
Like, we open up with Ludacris, and then we go to our family, and it's a dad, and their two kids, and one internet-obsessed girl.
Internet-obsessed teen who talks about the internet like 3 times in the whole movie.
Right? She doesn't even seem that
I
torn
know,
up
right?
after, like, the initial, like, what? You don't have internet?
Don't have internet.
And then after that, she's just kind of like, okay.
Okay. You don't have internet? Well, okay then.
She's not like, my life is over.
I know,
she's
right?
just like, okay.
Like, they could have even been like just a little cringe and just been like, oh, she's obsessed with her phone. But then they don't even do
Like,
that.
yeah, like, if you're gonna have the cringe, like, teen
The
obsessed
cringe
with phone.
edge teen.
Yeah, edge teen obsessed with phone. At least, like, make her obsessed with the phone.
I know, right?
But then they're going to their Aunt Cly's in the middle of nowhere, and then we set up that there's a monster out there known as Nobu,
The hoodoo.
and it's a town legend.
The hoodoo.
They sell T-shirts. One of the only funny jokes in the
Funny
movie
joke.
happens.
Wow.
Look, your tea is stinking up everything.
I realized that turkeys kind of look like Kingpin from Spider-Verse if they had long necks.
Confirmed. If Kingpin was a bird, it would be a turkey.
For real, it's just a big square block with a tiny head on it.
So then they get to their aunt's house, and then their aunt is weird.
Their aunt is weird. That's
She's
the plot.
she's a hippie, a vegan,
A vegan, no.
but she has a turkey farm for some
Question mark?
reason. Question mark.
Wait, why?
And then you have little Timmy, little Timmy Time.
Is his
Tim.
name Tim?
His name is Tim.
Okay, I didn't know.
little Timmy, and he's like, I think the hoodoo is real, and he goes down into
I
the
think the
basement,
hoodoo is real.
and he finds his uncle's old stuff. His uncle is dead,
Uncle is dead.
but he finds all of his uncle's old stuff, and
Or
it's
maybe
research.
maybe he just went into the magical tree stump portal, Micah.
Maybe he did. But why is there a magical tree stump portal?
Because Micah.
They don't even use it.
I know.
Anyway, they find a bunch of hoodoo research and a strange musical instrument.
Ooh.
And he's like, whoa, this is real. And then Aunt Cly comes in and he's like, you shouldn't be here,
You shouldn't
Timmy.
be here, Timmy.
And then, gosh, what happens next? You gotta help me.
I think they cut to the dad's study.
Yeah.
that seems right.
She's complaining. She's like, do you at least have a phone? Like, landline? And then she's like, we have a rotary phone. And
We
then
have a
because,
rotary
and then because
phone.
kids are
Haha.
stupid and don't know anything, she's like, what's
Wow.
a rotary phone?
Yeah, this came out in 2015. Like, why wouldn't kids know what a rotary phone is? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like nostalgia has revealed to most kids what a rotary phone is.
Right?
You know?
But then again, I was surprised to hear that a lot of kids don't know what a cassette tape is
That's-
or a VHS.
That's
or,
kind of weird.
Like, stuff that I grew up with.
That's kind of weird, right? But yeah.
And then she goes up and she finds out that her dad didn't really want to spend
Is
Thanksgiving
she-
with her. Oh, no.
No.
But after the divorce, he's in a hard spot.
He's in a tough
and
spot.
needed to work. But he can't handle his two rowdy, complaining, annoying kids who end up breaking the law later on in the film.
His 2 felon kids.
So he went to his aunt, like to the aunt's house to, get the kids to, actually have a good Thanksgiving instead of just have him working the whole time and them being bored. Which I think is a perfectly reasonable thing.
They literally like chew him out in that scene where they're like, you just dumped us on Aunt Clyde.
No, they chew him out a ton. But he's a
like,
guy.
This is a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
He just got divorced. He got custody of both of the kids. And apparently, according to him, he got wiped out financially from the divorce. And he has to work through Thanksgiving.
I don't know why they're chewing him out so hard.
So instead of working at the office through Thanksgiving and just leaving his kids there, he takes his kids to their aunt's house to have a fun Thanksgiving. And they're like, what?
What?
How could you?
How could you?
How could you think of working on Thanksgiving?
How could you think of yourself for us?
And it makes no sense.
No, it really doesn't make any sense at all, actually.
And then
because this movie isn't about divorce,
right? It isn't about divorce, and it isn't about family. They don't grow closer. They just kind of like are there.
But yeah, after that,
Sheriff Man comes in, right?
No.
Very night, Timmy Timilton and Timmy Timorino sneaks out at night when he hears some noises. And his flashlight breaks. Ludacris pops in. He's like, hey, my boy Timmy's out there in the woods.
My boy Timmy's gonna die.
And then the genius that Timmy is, he comes across the fence with a chain.
A barbed wire fence.
And he's like, we should open up this fence.
Let's open up this fence.
So he opens up the fence, and 175 turkeys, roughly 30 pounds each.
Averaging roughly 30 pounds each.
They all run out.
At $1.95 value.
$1.95 a pound, Robbie. A pound.
Oh, right.
They all run out, and then the old man comes out, points a gun at Timmy, and everybody thinks he's about to just straight up shoot Timmy right here, right now. He's like, "Do you know what we do to trespassers?"
That would have been quite the twist.
But then we cut to the house. Sheriff Man is coming in.
Mr. Sheriff Man.
He makes funny line deliveries. Honestly, though, his line deliveries are amazing.
I was about to say the lines themselves, meh. His delivery,
right? The writing of the lines is meh, but like his line delivery is the only thing that gets you
This guy
through
has
the movie.
the biggest acting chops in this entire movie.
Right? Give him an Oscar already, guys. He comes in and he's like, well, there's been a problem. Timmy has broken and entered and gotten rid of all their turkeys. And then...
and slaughtered each one of them one by one.
and sold them all on the black turkey market. And then evil old guy is like, my turkeys. But according to some random law in the town, if I don't get my turkeys back or the pay for how much they'd be worth in 48 hours, I legally own all of your property.
Yes. There was lots of poaching in the old days, my God.
And the sheriff's like, well, there's nothing we can do about it, even though it was your kid's fault and it was an accident. But you owe him $10,000. And then we kick in to the second act of the movie.
Act 2, baby. Here
Act 2 has been hit. The hoodoo, the $10,000.
And all of this is just so really terribly set up. Like all the town stuff, the turkey farm.
We don't even know, honestly, if Aunt Cly has a turkey farm.
I know, right? Okay, so when they pull up in the driveway to Aunt Cly's house, there's a turkey, and they're like, is that Aunt Cly's turkey? And he's like, I don't know.
And then...
and then when you go in the house...
They're like, is that your turkey? And she's like, oh, no, I don't raise turkeys. I rescue turkeys.
I rescue turkeys.
But then later, she's like, my farm? And
my
I'm
farm?
Like,
and you're like, what? Does she kill the turkey? Is she selling the turkeys?
You do know what farm means, right?
But yeah, it doesn't make much sense. But Act 2, they go out looking for the hoodoo so they can get prize money from a newspaper.
So Timmy finds an old newspaper, like a really old newspaper that says there's a convenient $10,000 prize.
$10,000
if you could take a picture of the hoodoo, much like a critically acclaimed Disney series Gravity Falls.
Nice.
And then they go around, and then Annie's like, "You can't go to try and take a picture of the hoodoo." And he's like, "I can't not go." And then she's like, "Okay."
Okay. And then they go.
And then they go, and it
And then,
turns out Timmy didn't bring his. Like,
he didn't
bring a camera.
Why didn't he have a camera?
He was relying on Annie coming with her iPhone, even though he didn't ask her to.
I know, right? It was so weird. Like when, although
then-
she has an Android, Micah.
But then they go investigating, and then over at the evil man's farm, we find out that all of the turkeys came back. They just
Whoa.
mysteriously came back.
Why,
Oh, yeah.
Micah? Nobody
Oh,
knows
yeah,
why.
yeah. And a little bit other setup. Cly hates meat. And she's like, hormones.
Hormones.
Your turkeys have been enhanced.
Oh, yeah.
Genetically mutated
turkey
turkeys. The turkey feud.
I
She's
forgot
like, I
about
would shut them down if I could. but I
I'd
can't
shut him
find any
down if I
proof.
could. Why?
The proof
Why, though?
isn't there.
Who cares?
And then, yeah. They go through the forest. They find creepy creatures, but then it turns out they're just cute little monster boys.
A little monster boy.
and then we have our monsters. We don't even get our monsters until the second act. Poor little buddies.
Well, it's not that unusual.
Yeah, but still,
With how boring this movie is, it feels like a long time.
right? And then what happens? What do they do once they find the monsters? They just kind of
They look for the hoodoo.
they
That shenanigans ensue, I guess.
like what happens in this movie? Okay, here we go. So the evil man is like, these turkeys never came back to his farmhands, and he's like, you got to take them to the facility. So then they're like, yeah, boss,
Yeah.
the facility.
The two most cringe characters in
Right.
the whole movie somehow.
And then they take them to the facility, but on the quest to find the hoodoo, they find the hoodoo, but it turns out the hoodoo is all fake. It's fake.
Oh yeah, the kids find the kids
It's
on the
just a
quest to find the
mask.
hoodoo.
It's just a suit and body thingamabob that pops out at people. They're like, oh, it's fake. But then past to the hoodoo, they find
The facility.
The facility,
Which is just a metal shed.
which is
and that's
literally
it.
just like a 30-foot by 10-foot shed.
And that's it. That's literally the whole facility.
But they find some barrels with toxic
With
symbols
Russian-
on them and Russian pictures
Russian
of turkeys.
pictures of turkeys.
Turns out it's Russian turkey kibble.
Russian turkey kibble.
So then the farmhands find them, throw them in the shed. They're like, oh no. Meanwhile, all of this is going on. Cly and their dad is like, oh, the kids have gone missing.
kids have gone missing.
They start a search, but not any ordinary search. No. Aunt Cly has to commune with the spirits or something.
Make a tree
And
dance before
Make a
she
tree
can-
dance. She does absolutely. She's trying to prove that supernatural stuff is real to the dad, but
Doesn't
she's
really
doing,
seem like the time.
She's doing absolutely nothing to help find them. And then all of this comes together. The farmhands are like, oh, we got him locked off, boss. What do we do? He's like, you know those cattle prods we use? And they're like, yeah. He's like, well, now we got bigger cattle prods. And I need you to zap the kids a couple times
so
where
they
they forget.
So they forget about this whole debacle, Micah.
And he's like, zap them once. Or maybe twice, just to make sure.
Except for he doesn't have as cool of a laugh as that.
Right. And then the parents find them while the Annie has like a feather allergy.
Oh yeah, feather allergy
Okay.
previously set up very poorly.
Okay, right. And then like they're in a shed with supposedly 175 turkeys in single cages.
Even though it looks like 15 turkeys.
Yeah, even though it's like 15 turkeys, and there's no way you could fit 175 turkeys in single cages in that tiny little shed. They're locked up in this room. They're about like 5 feet away from the turkeys, and she's fine. They're having conversations.
I know.
No allergies, no allergic reaction whatsoever. And then, like,
When
they
they
wake
wake
up, a turkey has gotten out of its cage and moved like a foot closer.
like 1
and she's
foot.
like, "Oh no, the feathers!
She can't breathe.
The feathers!" And then she like is dying because of the feathers, which I thought she was still sleeping on a feather bed.
Yeah, for real. Like, what the heck?
But then The creatures find no. Aunt Cly brings the creatures. They eat stone, so they eat the stone part of the shed that didn't exist until it needed to.
Oh gosh.
Break them out. Then they almost get cattle prodded, but the monsters turn into the hoodoo, scare the guys. They fall.
Yeah, it's revealed all along that the monsters, the four turkey monsters,
Can put themselves together
to form a hoodoo.
And then they go back, and then they're like
Voltron.
This man kidnapped our kids and also uses Russian turkey kibble.
This man is dead.
This man is dead.
Yeah, and then he goes to jail, ? I think, yeah, and
then they eat Thanksgiving dinner.
And then they have Thanksgiving dinner.
And honestly, that description of the plot makes a lot more sense than the movie does.
Yikes.
Like, there's so much stuff that we left out because they just don't do anything in the movie. They just wander around.
It's so weird. It's such a weird movie. Why does it exist?
But yeah, I've explained the plot, so
Yes.
you don't have to watch.
I was gonna ask, what is your favorite joke in this movie, Micah? If you had to pick like just a favorite gag, favorite joke, because it is a comedy, technically, not a very funny comedy most of the time.
Burble.
Just the fact that burble is a sound effect that he
Burble.
does.
Just burble.
I swear, every time
Burble.
every time this guy says burble, I lose it.
Burble.
Burble. It just sounds like a robot with a super deep voice. Burble.
Burble.
Because all the other turkey monsters, they're like
zoink,
zoink,
zing,
zing.
Zorp.
They got like all these crazy sounds that are like high,
And then he's over here, burble.
Burble.
Well, in other news, burble.
Exactly. Although Burble, they knew he was the best one and gave him the outro card, like the end
That's
card.
true. The second best thing is the sheriff's deliveries of lines.
Yeah. I think my favorite joke. What is my favorite joke? I think I'm still gonna have to cite the newscaster with Ludacris, because that's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. Yeah, and then Ludacris is pretty funny throughout. But I
Yeah.
don't know, nothing with the actual quote-unquote main characters is funny at all.
No,
They try to make jokes, and it's not
it's
funny
really
at
bad.
all. They make a joke, and you're like, wait a minute. That was awful.
Wait a minute. Mike is like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That was awful. Yeah, no. A consensus on the comedy on the whole in this movie, not good.
All right, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
What's your favorite scene or sequence?
I might have to go, since Ludacris's stuff doesn't really count as like a scene.
Yeah.
I might have to go with the final Thanksgiving dinner scene.
It's like the
The
only
end scene.
scene that's not actively bad.
Yeah, there's chemistry. You got some funny jokes.
You got Burble.
If Aunt Cly wasn't in it, it would be a 10 of 10 scene.
If Aunt Cly wasn't in the movie, it would be a 10 of 10 movie.
Wow. But yeah, plus Burble sings.
Okay, I've got a question about Aunt Cly, though. What the heck is with Aunt Cly's character? What is the point of Aunt Cly's
what the
character?
heck?
She's like exactly like the hippie stereotype of old like hippie. Like she's got like the essential
The crazy
oils.
lady, the
She
crazy aunt.
Yeah, she doesn't have TV. She doesn't have internet. She's like, I don't believe in internet. I don't need that. The radio
don't
waves.
need the waves bouncing in my house.
She's like, I don't eat meat. The meat got the hormones messing up all the
I mean,
kids.
she's not wrong so far.
But like, what is the point
I don't
of all
know.
that? She's like, it's like the movie is like trying to say that she's right in the end, but like to what end? Her ways didn't help anything.
You could argue that that her communicating with the dead uncle pointed them to the right track,
No, it didn't.
but it didn't really.
The tracks were always there.
I don't know. It's bad. Pretty much any script element, like any setup payoff kind of thing, is bad.
Right? Like,
in
it
this
just
movie.
doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't work.
So you have like Aunt Cly and all of that, and like her hippie ways and how.
Because
and-
not everything is necessarily a bad like concept in this screenplay.
No, not bad concepts
but
inherently.
just really bad execution.
You have hippie Cly, and she's like, oh, no meats, no internet, no TV, no nothing. We're gonna be straight natural, none of them turkeys,
Vegan.
all that stuff, but like commune with the spirits and all that. But to what end? They're like, yes, she does, and she kind of convinces the dad, but not even. It takes the monsters showing up for the dad to be fully convinced.
For real.
Like it adds nothing to the plot and it leads nowhere.
Like, why not have both? Why not have her like die at the beginning, and that's why they come to the farm,
Right? Like no, like seriously, for as
That would be-
funny as that sounds, like that's actually a good way to pick up
and then
this
they
plot.
investigate. That would be so much better. What the heck?
Like they're there looking into her death, and they find all the
they
stuff
find
in the
all
basement.
they find all the stuff. Oh, see, that would be so much better. It would give it such a cooler mystery tone.
Right?
And the stakes would be a lot higher.
We fixed
Wow,
Turkey Hollow.
we single-handed. We're so smart that
And
we
if you-
single-handedly fixed her.
And if you really wanted to follow through with that and make it like a full-on mystery, you could even have like something with evil farming man being semi-responsible.
Exactly. Oh, that would be so dope. And you could have more songs.
You could have songs. Jim Henson wanted songs in this, and we get one song.
We get one song at the end, and it's not even that good.
That's why it's not Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow. It's just Turkey Hollow.
Yeah. It's a shame.
But yeah, like you have Aunt Cly like that, and then you have like the dad, where the dad is like he won't even say divorce. He's like, oh, he comes up with all these like extravagant ways
that
to
is
just
pretty funny, but
avoid saying
but
divorce.
it's not very well executed.
And but he doesn't seem like overly sad about the divorce itself. Like
He seems more opposed to the idea of the divorce.
right. He seems opposed to the idea of the divorce and the fact that he apparently lost some money, but he doesn't seem sad and there's no growth. The kids are just like, instead of working to provide for us, you could just spend time with us. And then by the end of the movie, he's like, okay, kids,
Okay.
I guess we'll starve.
Guess we'll starve then.
And then like that's it. That's where that goes. And he finally at the end he's like, my divorce, instead of going around it. And
My
you're like, wait, what? Was there
divorce.
supposed to be character growth?
It's the ultimate character growth,
And
Micah.
I'm like, what's happening?
It's the kind you don't see.
And then does Timmy have a plot thread, like a character growth thread?
Stops being such a lame-o. No, I don't know. He doesn't have it.
I don't know. Like literally, the dad and Aunt Cly are the two ones that seem most apparent to have
and they're not
character
the main
growth.
characters.
They're not the main characters, and their character quote unquote growth goes nowhere.
I think the siblings' big character moment is in the shed where they're like, siblings are close.
But they were never not close.
Exactly. We never see them like distant to each other, and then they're like, we have to stick together after the divorce.
That's what brothers and sisters are for.
Which they do, but they weren't like
But like that wasn't an issue.
like they were just like squabbling as normal
right? They were
siblings
just, like,
do.
Yeah, they were just normal siblings.
They weren't like emotionally distant.
They weren't like sitting on opposite ends, like not talking to each other, being depressed and angsty. They were, in fact, they both seemed rather happy until they came
Exactly.
to Turkey Hollow. Nobody seems torn up about this divorce at all.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. There's not much else to talk about with this movie, honestly.
No, that's really about it, honestly. The puppets are good.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go over.
Yeah.
Let's go over what we like.
Do we want to go into kind of closing thoughts for it?
Sure.
As kind of like, what we like.
Here, yeah. We've just been kind of saying like, wow, this movie really sucks for, I don't know, probably like half an hour now. But yeah, you go over what you like first, Micah. There's probably gonna be a lot of overlap with mine.
So I think the stuff that I like is if I want to go over everything specifically that I like, the production design specifically when it comes to Jim Henson's side of things, like some of the actual like fantasy forest elements look cool,
like the pumpkins,
but like nothing else.
Nothing else. Literally everything else looks like a dumb Lifetime movie.
Right. The puppets are outstanding. Love me some
Heck
Jim
yeah.
Henson Company puppets. They're always great. The puppet characters are fun. The sheriff,
Wow.
Ludacris. Ludacris
yeah.
is there. That song at the end was mildly fun.
Yeah. The rock. What about the rock eating sequence?
No, I don't like the rock eating sequence.
When they're all diving through the air.
I don't like the
Oh, I
diving.
thought that was fun.
I don't.
Have some fun, Mike.
Nah. Yeah, that's about it though.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Oh wait.
What?
Turkeys. I like. me
Oh, the
some
turkeys.
Turkeys are
Bro,
funny.
turkeys are literally the biggest living meme out there.
I may not like to eat turkeys, but turkeys are fun.
Yeah, for real, turkey kind of sucks. Not gonna lie.
Just leave them
Like, just
alone.
eating it?
Let them be.
Let them
Them be the memes that they are.
the living meme. Yeah, no, pretty much just ditto all of that, but like emphasis on the sheriff because I really like the
Right?
sheriff.
The sheriff is funny.
It's kind of funny, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in closing, it's not good.
Not good.
I wouldn't watch it again.
No, if you want to watch it for the Jim Henson puppetry, do it.
Yeah,
but,
no. Jim Henson's puppetry, yeah. Heck yeah.
But outside of that, there's no reason I would ever suggest this to someone.
Wait a minute. You know one thing we didn't mention?
Would we not mention?
The score.
Oh gosh, the freaking score.
The score is awful. Okay, so if you do watch this movie, just take note of how many times the same piano.
They have one piano.
They have
motif.
one piano
That's
motif,
it.
the sad piano motif.
Anytime
that plays at the
anything
weirdest
dramatic
things.
or sad happens.
Not even dramatic or sad, just like weird things. They'll just like say something and it'll be like doo 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 doo.
Tender piano melody.
And you're like, what?
And they literally just use the same
What?
thing over and over again.
Like it seems almost like it should be a comedy skit
Bro.
for how much they bring back this motif and do like 100% supposed to be serious.
It's
sad
like
moments.
it's like the SNL the SNL skit with the shooting. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like it just seems so stupid, but they play it 100% straight. And anytime there's anything that's supposed to be serious
Or emotional.
or emotional, they kick in this stupid piano. And not only was it already not emotional, but the piano makes it seem like so like melodramatic. I think would be the right terminology there. And it just doesn't make sense.
I mean, yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, good bringing that up, Micah, because that honestly might be the thing that bothered me the most while watching.
Right, the score, man. Just if you watch the movie, just listen to the score.
Well,
Just cut that bit out.
what bit? the blank space.
Yes, the blank space. I thought you were gonna pick up on something.
I think I'm
closing
gonna keep it
thoughts.
in, bro. Why not?
No, because that's awful. No. Closing thoughts, Robbie.
Closing thoughts. Yes. Like I said, basically any enjoyable part of this is in part like partially responsible by either Jim Henson's company or the sheriff.
Yeah, pretty much. Jim Henson's company and the sheriff are about the only good redeemable parts of this.
And Ludacris.
And Ludacris.
But yeah, no, I just don't have that much to say about it. It's just a really bad,
very TV.
It's just a very bad Lifetime movie that has Jim Henson Company's name on it.
Right?
It's pretty much what it is.
It's so weird. Don't watch it. I mean, like, watch it and form your own opinion, but, like...
I would not recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend it, yeah.
But yeah, Turkey Hollow,
I gave it 2 stars.
I don't know what I would have given it. not a high score. That's for sure.
This isn't a high score. This is a low score.
But yeah, well, since we've just spent a long time talking about a movie I don't like, how about we talk about some other movies, Micah?
That you don't like.
Well, sometimes, yes.
All right, let's go over our what we watched.
What we watched.
Do.
All right, so what did we watch, Micah?
Oh, starting on the 16th, the day after we watched Fallout for the podcast.
Yes.
We watched the ever teen dystopian sci-fi movie Maze Runner. Maze Runner.
Came out 2014, baby.
2014.
What a year.
Indeed. Over the Garden Wall came out that year.
Ooh, much better.
Maze Runner's.
This was our first time
fine.
watching it.
It was our first time watching it, and it was fine.
If you can even believe it, teenagers who haven't seen the Maze Runner series.
Right? But it was fine.
It was it was pretty good. I actually we watched the whole trilogy this week.
So we're gonna mention. the rest
This
of
was
them.
my favorite one.
Yeah, no, this was probably hands down. I think like objectively the best one.
It's objectively the best one, Micah. Art is now
the best
objective.
one. Lizzie, say something to the camera. Or I mean the microphone.
She's not gonna do it, Micah.
Wow, you're making so much noise, and then I put you on the microphone, and you're like, no.
We don't want. Oh, she yawned. I don't think you could hear it, but she yawned.
Darn.
Oh, baby.
But yeah, Maze Runner is like it's got some interesting stuff. It's got a decent mystery if you don't know the Maze
Yeah.
Runner story.
I had no context for Maze Runner whatsoever going into this franchise.
Love me some Will Poulter, or however you say his name. His last name?
Who?
Eustace Clarence Scrub.
Yeah.
Love me some Ferb. Ferb is in
Yeah,
this movie.
Ferb is in this movie.
Love me some Minho, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Character-wise, that I actually really liked.
The next day we watched the second.
Wait, I gave it 3
Wait.
stars.
Oh, okay, fine.
Let
We
me
watched.
my rating.
We watched the second.
No. On the 17th, I watched Knives Out
Oh
again.
my gosh. Oh yeah, I caught like the last
Which
30 minutes of that.
is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I gave it 5 stars. Then what did we watch?
Then we watched Maze Runner: The Scorched Trials,
Trials,
which is the second
was much worse.
which I did not like.
in my opinion, probably the worst of the trilogy.
Well, yeah, I think most people would agree.
But I mean, sequels in a trilogy, like the second movie in a trilogy, is always hard.
Unless you're Sam Raimi directing the Spider-Man trilogy.
Unless you're Paul King.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's not. It's exactly what I expected from a Maze Runner sequel, and not in a good way.
Right? And in this one, like the first one, you felt that it was a book, and you felt that they cut some stuff out. But this one, you really feel that it's a book, and you really feel that they're cutting so much out.
Yeah. Lizzie keeps trying to escape from Micah's chair onto my chair.
She wants to
She's looking
snuggle
for
with you.
She's looking for
Ravi.
opening. I know, I'm allergic to you, puppy. I can't have you sitting on my lap.
Here, Lizzie, go to the floor.
What? Just wandering around in my studio. She's gonna drink my chai latte.
Then your chai latte will be drunk.
Oh no. It's underage.
Oh no. Then what did we watch, Remy?
Then we watched, I think, the purest form of artistic expression to happen in the modern era. Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted.
Honestly, a cinematic masterpiece.
Written by Noah Baumbach.
Written by Noah Baumbach. That's all you need to know.
And it has Dubois in it.
Right?
Literally
Dubois.
Literally one of the greatest film antagonists put to screen.
Okay, like
I
there's
think.
there's like all those other antagonists, and then there's Dubois.
Bro, she is. I literally, if you've never seen Madagascar 3, I haven't even seen 2 yet. But if you've
2's
never
trash.
seen Madagascar 3,
Skip
watch
2.
Watch it just for Dubois scenes.
Dubois.
It's
straight,
worth it.
Straight masterpiece. Also,
worth
I
it.
gave Scorched Trials and Madagascar 3 both 2.5.
Wow, that's awful convenient.
But don't worry, I gave Madagascar 3 a like.
Madagascar 3 honestly might have just been blind nostalgia, but I'd like it.
Right? It's so stupid.
We
and
watched
so
it, like-
fast paced that it's not boring and it's
Yeah.
fun and it's
We watched it so much when we were younger.
right.
And then after that,
We watched the Criterion masterpiece.
no, not
Scanners.
masterpiece. I bought the Barnes and Noble half off Criterion sale was about to end, so we went to Barnes and Noble and I picked up one Blu-ray because that's all I have money for because I'm not working right now. So please listen to the podcast so we can get some money. But
Scanners.
Scanners, yeah. I took a risk on buying a rated R movie, and I'd say it paid off relatively well. It was fun.
Apparently at the time, and the main reason it was in the Criterion Collection was it was one of the most gory movies at the time when it released.
And it's still pretty gory by today's standards.
The end, sure. I don't know. The head thing was kind of underwhelming.
The head
to me.
exploding, well,
It just kind of looked like a mask.
It looked
flying
like
off.
something from Eraserhead.
It did look like something from Eraserhead.
But yeah, no. It's
Scanners is fine.
Very interesting. It's a sci-fi thrillery kind of thing.
A very cool story.
Very cool premise.
And they do some cool things in the movie.
Yeah.
But overall, it's not like amazing.
And bro, okay, I now have a platform to host this thought in the podcast. It's literally the reason. Okay, so the scanners are like these. They have like ESP from a drug that. So like all these pregnant mothers were given
A drug that
while they were
gave their
pregnant
babies
and gave their babies
telepathic powers.
yeah, telepathic powers, and it's literally the plot of Stranger Things.
Right? It's Stranger Things.
I'm convinced that this is the prequel to Stranger Things.
Right? I'm convinced that either yeah, it's an 80s sci-fi like horror movie, which is what Stranger Things was mostly inspired by, but like I guarantee they watched this movie before they wrote Stranger Things.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to bring that up because I put that in my Letterboxd review. No one liked it. And I was like, I need to host my thoughts. Someone must hear my words.
I gave it 3.5.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
It was an interesting
Wasn't
time.
amazing. I think a modern remake of it. I think somebody
Ooh,
said this.
Yes.
Could be sick.
There was a Letterboxd review that
Sick
mentioned that
remake
a
could be
remake
made.
of this in modern times and it would be sick. It would be dope, honestly.
All right, next we watched Maze Runner, the
Death
ever amazing ending, The Death Cure, where they cure death entirely,
Where they
but then
cure
they
death.
don't use it.
Wow. Where they cure death. I think.
Death Cure was pretty bad, but
Yeah.
not the worst. like-
Pretty bad.
Like it had some fun moments, but it really just wasn't good. You had the whole like felt really like a book, but that was cut short again feeling, and like there.
Yeah, no, I this is like the epitome of like what I hate about like dystopian teen movies.
This is like the epitome of what I hate about book adaptations.
It's just so lazy and so bad.
like I think the books could be decent. I haven't read the books. I have no idea if they're decent.
I don't really want to read them.
I don't want to read the books either, but like I haven't read them. They could be decent, but like this is exactly what I think is not good when it comes to adapting teen dystopian like sci-fi kind of stuff. Like this and The Giver are trash. Like at least this is better. At least the first one's better.
The Giver is our first ever PG-13 movie
Right.
we ever watched.
The Giver was
and
the
it
first
absolutely
PG-13
sucked.
movie we ever watched, and it was horrible. But yeah, Death Cure is fine. I gave it 2.5 stars, but I would probably rank them like Maze Runner, Death Cure, Maze Runner, Scorch Trials.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's probably most people.
I thought the ending was kind of stupid.
it felt very fan servicey.
Right?
Why?
It felt so like it felt so much like that you've had like these characters for forever, and now you're getting like the most fan service ending ever, but like nobody cares.
No, I didn't care. I don't know. Maybe somebody cares.
Ooh, what did we watch next, Jeremy?
Next on the 21st, we watched a new 2020 thriller
by your boy Anish Chaganty.
Anish Chaganty. What a legend. What a man. What a man.
What a man.
What a man. What a man. What a man. What a mighty good man.
Oh my gosh. We watched
We
Run.
watched Run.
So if you don't know who Anish Chaganty is, he's the director of Searching.
He's the Chad who directed Searching.
Exactly. Which we talked about on the podcast, I think. We've done an episode
Yeah, no,
on
we
it.
did an episode on Searching.
Darn good
Good
movie.
stuff. Fantastic stuff, actually.
And we were like, oh, Run, he's coming out with a new movie.
Run.
Second movie ever. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, bro.
We watched it.
And
And
it's
guess
really
what?
good.
It's good.
Who'd have thought?
Also, just of some note, I think it's pretty cool. I thought Anish Chaganty was pretty cool for doing this. The main character of the story is paralyzed, and they actually got an actress who is paralyzed.
yeah.
Which I think is awesome.
Dude,
a lot of
this-
people wouldn't do that.
This is such a. I think actually Letterboxd wrote a whole like article about this. How cool it is. Like how Anish wrote a disabled character as an active agent in this entire screenplay. It's really good. It's
Right.
really well handled.
I
love
think
it.
the only thing that I don't like about the entire movie is like the very last scene. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to spoil it.
Oh, I don't know.
It's just, I just wasn't a fan. I gave it 4 stars, though. Darn good movie.
Yeah, no, it's one of my favorites of the year. We'll probably end up doing a podcast episode on it.
It's definitely one of my favorites for the year.
I want to rewatch it so bad, bro.
Right? Then I watched Perfect Plan. It was trash.
Perfect Plan.
Perfect Plan. It was trash. All sides, it was just bad.
Wait, is it 69 minutes?
It's
Oh
80,
no, okay.
89 minutes.
I was about to be so happy.
And the worst thing of all about this is that Elena from Uncharted is the main character.
What?
The moment she started talking, I was like, this is the worst thing that could ever happen.
This is the worst thing that could have happened.
It's literally just her voice, and I was like, this is horrible.
That's awful.
Anyway, next we watched Garfield's Thanksgiving.
Heck yeah, we did.
So good.
You know, Garfield hit or miss a lot of the time. This was fine.
This was fun. It's not great.
It was fun enough.
But
Yeah,
I like Garfield.
The occasional funny joke kept it light. It was good. Wasn't too long either. It's on Amazon Prime.
Garfield and Friends, I think, is the best Garfield.
Garfield and Friends
visual media.
Garfield and Friends goes so hard, bro.
Garfield and Friends is great. And then we watched Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow twice, or as I'm calling it, officially just Turkey Hollow.
Just Turkey Hollow. I can't change the title, Micah, of the podcast episode.
And that's what we watched this week.
Yeah, good stuff. Couple of new movies, couple of rewatches, a new 2020 favorite,
Heck yeah.
which did break my top 5.
Definitely broke my top 5.
And yeah, no, it's been an interesting week. We got Thanksgiving coming up. We're about to leave for Florida. Who knows what we're gonna do while we're there?
Florida.
And
when I woke up, I was in Florida. that did not happen.
That did not happen. But yeah, have a good week.
Have a good Thanksgiving. Have a good meal.
We at Recently Logged are thankful for you, the listener.
We at Recently Logged are thankful for you, the listener.
This podcast is made possible by viewers like you. Thank you.
And viewers like Lizzie, who came back down into the studio.
She did. Now she's sneezing and snuffing all over my room. I'm allergic to you, dog. How could you do this to me?
Yeah. Go check out my channel. I'm about to put out a new video. That's my longest video yet, and it's about Over the Garden Wall, and I have to edit the whole thing really soon.
Yeah. But yeah, have a good week. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.